things with ankle wraps. If you do have felt available, cut a piece of felt into a horseshoe. So if somebody has a lateral sprain with a lot of edema, you'll see this happen. They'll put a horseshoe right around the bottom, and then you can either do an ankle taping, you can do an ankle wrap, or something to then secure that horseshoe. And you'll find in a day or two, a significant amount of edema will be removed from that area. Okay? So keep that in mind. Little instructions there. All right, so we're going to go through what the open basket weave is. This is pretty much for providing support and edema control. All right, you can do it with or without pre-wrap. I tend to use pre-wrap. It's a little bit nicer on people's skin, but if you do it right to the skin, it will stick a little bit better. Right? And this can be done after your treatments with modality. So they come in, you do all your things that you're going to do, your hands-on. They're iced down, they've used their E-stim, and they're about to leave, and you want to control the edema that you just got out of there, this is what you can do, okay? All right, and we'll switch over back to the camera. And all the instructions are there, too. All right, slide over. You want to move the camera so it works. All right. So, same way of applying the pre-wrap. Make sure you're covering everything. So when you do your anchors, what are you doing?
He just needs to focus.
When you do your anchors, you're going to leave a space in the front of the leg. Okay? And the same thing at the bottom of the foot. You're leaving a space. Right? The stirrups are exactly the same as the full ankle taping.
You want to do it once a year with us?
Skip too much. All right, so when you do your horseshoes now, this is what's going to control the edema. So I'm starting at the same location. I'm on that anchor. I'm going around the back of the heel. I'm not putting a lot of tension over the Achilles. Same rules. But instead of having them meet in the front, I'm leaving a gap. So I'm going to start that piece a little bit shorter than normal, and I'm leaving a gap. I'm still overlapping by about half the width of the tape. You can see the gap starting to form, coming right up the front of her leg. Okay. So this piece all through here, that's creating your compression. The open space is where the edema can now flow to. Okay. So when you do your full regular ankle tape, we didn't want to leave gaps because edema will collect. We want it to collect up and through this area. Okay? And that's going to allow it to move. Right? So now we can do kind of makeshift figure eight, makeshift heel lock. I need to cover the bottom. I can come up and under. I can angle. I can do my heel lock. So that's going to give a little bit more support as far as her not spraining her ankle. And I'm just checking on the bottom, it's fully covered. Now you have a little bit of a gap at the heel, so you can continue to do a heel lock or figure eight or whatever you need to do to fill in that, okay? To close it off, I want her to be able to loosen it later if it does get too tight. We just did all our modalities. We have a lot of edema that's moved out of the area during our treatment today. So I'm going to start by closing it, and I'm putting now a lot of tension here because I want to move that edema. And I'm going to fold the ends of the tape and create a small tab.
I'm showing them the tab.
So you look at each one of these pieces is kind of basically like a lock that is just closing off the whole front. and I'm creating compression by making those tight. So that is going to encourage the edema to be from the ankle to be pushed right up through her leg to come out of her body. Now if it's tight later on, her foot starts to swell, she's in a gravity dependent position, she can grab each of those tabs, she can lift it up, she can stick it right back down. And then if she wants to remove it, it's simple and easy. Remember that? You just lift up all the tabs and go right down and around, and the whole thing comes off. And it's done. All right?
Yay!
So that is something, if you work in a setting where you might see a lot of acute ankle sprains, that is something that you might do frequently. Okay? Never encourage anybody to sleep with any kind of a taping on, even this, or wrap that's on. You don't want to be doing that. All right? Anybody have any questions?